All right, we're back. We just saw Oppenheimer. Good ask some people. Hey, y'all just saw that Oppenheimer?
Yeah.
What'd you think about it?
It was good. It was really good.
Rate out of 10.
I say like a solid maybe 8.5, almost 9. Yeah, it's pretty good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Rated out of 10.
Maybe a 7. It was too smart for me. I couldn't understand it.
About the length, how y'all feel about that length?
Oh, yeah, it was pretty long.
Too long.
Too long? Okay. Thank you, guys. We got the whole crowd over here. Hold up, my bad.
Where they were.
Hey, y'all just saw that Oppenheimer?
Yeah.
What y'all think about that? Y'all check a little podcast, just real quick.
You got a podcast?
Yeah, what do you think about it?
Think about it.
I thought it was good. I mean, I don't know. It made me think a lot about,
For sure.
especially like there was like this comparison between like theory and like actual experimentation.
Oh, yeah.
And I thought that was really interesting because like you couldn't really understand the effects, right, until it actually happened. And I think that was a really cool part of the movie.
Like when they had that little bet right there and at the end, I was like,
we don't know what's
it worked.
happening. I mean, are we far enough? Dude, we could be like way too close and we're all fucked, you know? Who knows? Yeah.
They rate out of 10.
That's hard. Probably the best movie I've seen recently, so 9 out of 10? I'd say 9 out of 10.
9 out of 10. Okay,
Yeah.
we get number 10.
I agree with that.
What's the number? 9 out of 10?
8.7?
What's
What's the number? Oh, he's like, I don't even got a number. All right, well, thank you, guys.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, people have spoken.
He was talking.
He was excited for the movie. That was fire. All right, we back for real. And we just saw Oppenheimer. Thoughts?
All right, I gotta do my thing.
Yeah, you should already had it ready. Come
The
on.
story of American scientist J. Robert Oppenheimer and his role in the development of the atomic bomb. Actually, the full plot synopsis is too long to read, so that's the basic one, according to IMDb. I guess I'll preface it by saying I'm not generally a huge fan of biopics, but this was one of the very best I've seen in terms of biopics. Because, yeah, like often with biopics, there's a lot of beats you need to hit. They're like, a lot of the times it's formulaic in someone's story, like a biopic of someone, because there's like, yeah, so much historical kind of information there. But I think Christopher Nolan did a great job in using creative ways to like tell the story, like it was very fast paced. As much, information as they had, it was quick. Like they jumped from different time periods, but at the same time, like you could understand, like it wasn't confusing. Like you had differentiations between all of the characters and time periods and stuff. So yeah, I'll leave it at that. Like I really enjoyed his take on a bio, because it was the story of his life, but you kind of start at the end and kind of jump around. And I think it's cool too that it's kind of like from Oppenheimer's perspective, like everything, like the way that memory is, like it's jumping from time period to time period, and you get these like flashes of his inner mind and just his like slow, just, I don't know, descent into just, I don't know, madness and stress and all that.
The world was vibrating.
But yeah, it was long, but I enjoyed it.
All right, we gotta stop that.
What do you think?
All right, so we crossed the bridge, and VRX is making that third reality, so get ready for that. But aside from that, this was a wonderful film. I thought that, yeah. I thought that Cillian Murphy killed it. I wasn't expecting him to go so hard in this film. He was a
Cillian
wonderful
Murphy
actor. It's Cillian, it's Cillian, how I say it.
Killian, you killed Killian.
Let's not do all that. But he did a wonderful job. I've seen him in some other movies. I never really respected his chops as I do now.
Yeah, he's phenomenal.
Whole cast.
And the IMAX experience really accentuated his.
I'm not saying
facial-
it's a necessity to see it that way though,
it's
but
not your
it
typical,
definitely did help.
Like it's
it was just
mostly
an
talking.
experience. Yeah,
It's
it made,
mostly people talking.
But
in
even the
rooms.
talking is on point. They didn't drop any. But like I thought that was a great movie, and I'm a hater. You know what I mean? I thought that was a great movie. Christopher Nolan outdid himself. I was like, he ain't even gonna do a better movie than Batman. He did a better movie than Batman.
Oh, I don't know about that.
No, I love Batman.
Dark Knight?
Hell yeah.
No, not even. No.
No,
mean,
this
it's
slap.
up there, but
This slap.
It's
Hey,
not.
maybe
no,
that's just for me because I don't usually like biopics either at all. Like at
yeah.
all.
I mean,
I'm not
I
trying
felt-
to watch
I
that.
felt kind of a little bit biopickiness, just because they
Because
had
it was
to hit
history.
so
yeah,
many.
exactly. Historical
many
piece, but it
moments.
is what it is. And I thought you did a good job of telling a story that honestly, I don't give a fuck about. That's some shit I don't give a fuck about. Excuse my language on hindsight. J. Robert Oppenheimer, I'm
You
sorry
should.
that he has
You
such
should.
he has such a lavish life. He was a smart guy. I thought it was cool and everything, but like
I mean,
I don't care about that kind of stuff. And he actually made
like think
white
of what
history
it's
interesting.
like to be someone that had that type of like consequence on the world.
Nah, that's white folks throwing bombs at people. I ain't got no time for that.
Yeah, I mean Christopher Nolan has been working on this for decades.
I have to cut that out.
Trying to like make this.
Well, he did a great job. He did a great job. I love the movie.
Yeah. Obviously, there's not a ton of visuals like.
It was
eye
better
candy.
that way.
Sound design was amazing. Yeah, I mean it was a lot of medium shots and close-ups. Like I mean the
It
occasional
worked.
drone shots here and there that were pretty spectacular. Yeah. So, but it's a different use of like the 70mm IMAX experience. Like you don't get like a Mission Impossible action
Oh
thriller.
yeah, for sure. But
you
they
get
kept
to
playing
see
with the aspect
Cillian
ratio
Murphy's
too. It was
fucking,
fun.
Like half open eye and little like subtleties in his face. Like
It mattered though.
his,
You know
his
what I mean?
face is like the size of your body, like on the screen. It's crazy.
Nigga, you would have got that if you didn't go and see it 70mm too, though. Let me just say that. So don't feel like you gotta wait to see it like this because it was alright. It's just
Yeah, it's
you
not-
can see
it's
the
not-
movie
yeah,
as the
yeah.
movie. But
Yeah, it's still gonna hit. But I feel like just the sound design too, being in that IMAX theater was just I don't know. I mean, yes, there is a bomb scene and that shit was
that was
fire.
perfect because the audio, like, you know what I
I
mean?
know,
It
it
got
delayed,
loud. You
yeah.
kind of felt it. You felt it. You felt that bomb. Like that was
And just all the
Christopher Nolan, this guy.
the PTSD and mirroring of that moment.
Oh yeah,
later
that was
on.
wonderful. And even when he was like having that experience where he was giving the speech, and there was he was understanding what the bomb was doing.
Yep.
Yeah, that was great.
Yeah, like a who's who of fucking actors in there. Like
That was
everyone was in
wonderful.
there.
Okay.
Every single. People were popping up like.
Yeah, left and right, going crazy
Even
too.
halfway through the movie.
Yeah,
like,
that was, wow.
fucking
With my guy, I can't
Drake
even
and
think
Josh.
of.
Like,
Yeah, that wasn't even expecting that. And the dude from Huey from what's the superhero show? The Boys.
Oh. Is that Alden Ehrenreich or?
Bro, I don't hear you
the
throwing
one
out,
from,
man.
Not Solo? Maybe probably not.
Man, bro, Woo! Ha! No.
Yeah, it's like-
Oh, but that was him too.
Yeah.
Hey, that's crazy. This was the Avengers of actors in this film. He went crazy
Yeah.
with it. Wasn't no black actors though. I noticed, Chris. Okay, I noticed.
Yeah, also, yeah, the women were kind of, typical women of the 20s. They're very, like, I don't know, very side, like, what's the term?
I
You're
don't
just
know.
like a support for the male kick. I don't know. Anyways,
Oh,
yeah,
I do know what you
kinda-
mean now. Yeah, I don't know what that term is, but I do know what you're talking about.
So,
Well, typical American story.
but yeah, Robert Downey Jr. was the best I've seen him in a while.
Oh yeah, for sure.
As
And he was the villain. That was
whatever,
fun.
Yeah,
Was it Strauss?
Strauss.
Yeah, turn up.
Yeah.
Strauss versus Oppenheimer. That was great.
Straubenheimer.
It went crazy. A battle for the ages.
But he was almost the like his sort of arc didn't. I mean, obviously the trial happened throughout, but we didn't really find out his beef until the end. kinda.
Yeah, which was
And, you know,
I was no, I
mean,
was
it was fine. Like to me, it wasn't that. It wasn't.
But we
as
did.
compelling.
I guess yeah.
It
We
was just
saw
they
the
had-
situation.
They had beef.
But we had seen the situation, but like it did a lot of things where it would give us part of the scene and then play out the rest of the scene later. You know what I mean? Because we had like, already been introduced to him saying those things at the trial. You know what I mean? And like
we didn't
pissing
see
off,
the
yeah,
details.
Robert Downey Jr., but
We didn't s-
you didn't know that yet.
Right.
So it's like it was there the whole time, but and that was great. Like he had me at non-linear storytelling. That is my
Like,
favorite
yeah,
kind of
like,
movie.
He was one step ahead. You know, Robert Downey Jr. is like, felt like he knew more than the audience, but you didn't find that out until the end.
Oh, that was wonderful, and
But
how
again,
all of
like
them
to me, it
climaxed.
wasn't like he was just sour, like about.
He was just that
like-
was the point, bro. He was just sour about it.
Like
It
there
was
wa-
never about
wasn't,
him.
Like to me, the more important thing is his struggle with himself, like Oppenheimer, like. And yes, you know.
Nah,
there's
you
that-
needed
that other
you needed
story.
like I was gonna say needed the op, but you know, oppie.
Yeah. But I guess it was an excuse to like, it was an excuse to reveal just
To tell the story that way.
Yeah,
That was
reveal the beats.
because you needed both of them to tell the story that way.
Yes. Yeah. No, it was very like I feel like other directors would do it linearly and it would be kind of boring.
Yeah, that's what. Yep.
But there were still like super tense scenes.
There were no, dude. It was
even the
wonderful.
interrogation stuff, and especially like the building of the bomb, like just the way he uses music so intensely.
Yeah,
like,
them
for,
strings
like-
would be coming in like I was like, I was
But it's just
sweating
someone, then you realize what it actually is. It's just someone like talking.
I was like, oh, what's gonna happen?
I mean, that's a master filmmaker right there. It's like
It is.
to be able to make
No,
such
he-
a
He went
a
Nolan
simple
on it.
thing. So
Dramatic.
dramatic.
it was wonderful. It was wonderful.
Like,
And-
even the fuck's her name? The initial girl, communist girl.
Florence
Lady-
Pugh.
Yeah.
Jean, I think it was.
Even just the way they tell that, like she's like, read this, like, I am become death, destroyer of worlds. Like,
Oh,
reads
yeah,
it in
yeah.
fucking Yiddish or whatever.
It's probably Arabic. I don't know. Yiddish? Is that what
I don't
that was?
Some fucking.
It was yeah. I couldn't have thrown nothing out of
Hebrew?
there. You tell me, bro.
But yeah.
Yeah, from my
I don't
ancient
know.
language.
Yeah, it like every excuse to like do something more interesting. I think Christopher Nolan took it.
And did it well. He executed. I'm gonna jump back a little bit to the non-linear storytelling part of it. I liked how he did it with the color. You mentioned that earlier. That almost helped me like manage the movie better. It was a little, there were some times where it got turbulent, but I felt like with the color and that, it did give like different times.
Black and white, I don't know if I like that actually.
I was here for it.
Because it wasn't the present, it was just that specific time period, because they like flash forward to like
But
them
I could
old.
easily tell the difference between the other ones. And that was the one I felt like I did kind of need the middle one. And that just helped me personally.
You could still like, they did really good de-aging or like aging kind of differentiation.
I don't think they did de-aging though. It felt like they were just
I mean,
makeup.
not de-aging, like aging and de-aging, because they made him look younger when he was, you know, an up and coming physicist or whatever. But yeah, I think I still would have been able to follow it if they didn't do the black and white. And like the black and white just, I don't know. I wasn't as visually stimulated by those black and white scenes.
No, but I was here for the variation and creativity of the use. It was a lot of time jumping around, I will say. The time dilation was intense, but I thought it was tastefully done still. And it was just the characters, man. It didn't really feel like it did start to feel like it was 3 hours once we get past the bomb and we're going into like post-trial and stuff.
Yeah. But
it was still a good 3 hours. And I didn't ever feel like, is it over yet? You know, I was still along for the ride after that. Yeah. For like the last hour, even though I knew it was, for sure.
They could have still put some stuff out.
But sure. I think they did a decent job. You know what I mean? Tying up everything they introduced.
Yeah,
like it was a
like
good.
The Einstein stuff was spectacular.
Yeah, great. Honestly, that they couldn't even ended it better. But that was a wonderful ending. And that tied together Strauss's storyline and everything. It just brought everything full circle.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
And going back to like his visions of imagining what the atom bomb on Hiroshima, like imagining, like getting PTSD from, and he didn't, like all he could do was imagine it, you know. And that shit was.
Nah, I'm sure bro knew. I'm sure it was better than imagination. I'm sure he knew. Like he was smart enough to probably have a really good idea about what was about to happen.
But it's something to be said for, like, Cillian Murphy is in like 99% of the movie. Like he's in pretty much every frame of the movie.
I wouldn't say that.
And yet they don't you know, film the bomb drop in Japan or anything like that. Like it's focused on from his perspective.
And I thought that was okay because it was the story, but I do feel like they kind of skipped over the Japan thing a lot. But I get it. Like it wasn't about that.
Like, the climax was them testing it, really.
Yeah, and it was him like understanding, what was going on, and knowing, it was gonna do that, and still wanting to do it though. You know what I mean? Knowing like, oh, Hitler's done, Germany's like out of this, and him still going forward with it anyway, and kind of knowing. You could tell he did kind of know.
Because that was the thing too. It's like the war is over. Basically over, and then like that's some intense shit. And then just his potential involvement with like spreading the to the Soviet, or giving the information to the Soviets or whatever.
Oh, that was great too. That gave it like some extra like gusto throughout the story. All this communist and he's working with the Soviets. Nah, we're actually worried about.
Well, no,
who was the first enemy before
like
the Soviets? They was worried about who?
Huh?
Who were they talking about first before it became the Soviets? It was the who? Who were the two? Oh,
Just the Russians, right? I don't know. Who
yeah.
there was another one?
Well, okay, and
Another
when they were
group?
talking about the communists initially, everything was
Oh.
like communist, communist, communist. And then when they swapped it over to the Russians,
Mm.
like the government's
Yeah.
wild with it.
And then they were like, oh, like, you mean communist or you mean
It, like, they
Soviet
started
communist?
like, you know what I mean? But it was like, but really they always had this thing that they're just, it's you know what I mean? You're this or you're that, or you're working with these niggas. Like,
yeah. There's a lot of politics involved, and I mean, yeah, that's.
Like,
I
it
mean,
really
obviously,
didn't
it's
matter
like
what he
it's
did.
based on it's truth. So.
Well, sure,
I
you know,
mean,
hey.
as far as we know.
And I feel like he called it from the beginning because he had any type of association, they could use that from the beginning, and that is even why, you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
even
Had to
though
be
it's
him.
like, you didn't even understand why, like, he was hosting like the Spanish like fucking refugee. Like, I was like, what's going on? But then they used that as like evidence against him. You know, it's like all this stuff happens for a reason. Like, or they're including that information to be used at a later time.
Yeah.
Masterpiece.
Is it? Could be.
Yeah, he's buying billboards now.
Is that really his? That's crazy. Okay, yeah. Back to Oppenheimer. I liked the way they created his personality. You know what I mean? Like, even though he was this
He's a
super
player.
bright guy, he did,
He's
but
a player.
yeah, I guess there was that. But he had the demons. You know what I mean? Like, even though he was this really smart guy, there were those things that still were drawn at him. Even if it was just like his
Vices.
overconfidence a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Even his conversation initially with like the Matt Damon character.
And it's like it's questionable morality sometimes.
Yeah.
But I get it. He wanted to shine.
Can we trust this guy?
He did want the shine. I think that they were kind of right about that.
Yeah.
Like when Robert Downey Jr. was saying those things, he was just like angry and jealous though because he had been hurt by that. But he was right. That, you know what I mean? He did do it for the shine.
Did he? I mean, maybe he regretted it.
Oh, I think he did for sure.
But-
Like they showed that. They showed the progression, but that is why he was doing all those things. Like again, even dropping the bomb,
Yeah.
knowing that the war was over. They kind of knew what
Even
it was,
just
but he was like, "No, we got to do it."
His trying to poison his fucking professor. That was pretty sus.
Yes, yeah, that was.
Fucking injected the apple with fucking cyanide.
Cyanide.
And then the next day he comes back and fucking. What good timing there.
Yeah, legit. Storytelling.
And maybe it was a little kind of like innuendo because he's like wormhole or something with the apple. You know, he said wormhole or something and took it threw it in the trash.
Oh no.
Or black, I don't know. Maybe it's like maybe it was
I remember he did
light,
say something, but that would have made more sense, honestly. That yeah, I didn't know. And there's a lot of moments where I felt like they said something I didn't even know what the hell they said. Like,
Yeah. Classic Christopher Nolan's like what is it? Dialogue, fucking like audio mix or whatever. They often say is audio's mixed
I'm here for it. You got to see it again.
in a way that's not, super understandable.
Well,
Like Tenet, I could barely.
well, that was just a whole
People
different.
was
Nah, let's not even get into
saying-
that. Chill.
I like Tenet a lot.
Well, let's
But-
not even get into that. But Christopher Nolan goes hard. But
Yeah.
I like the dialogue. I didn't, even though I could understand like what it was, maybe like 5% was too quiet,
Yeah.
and the rest of it was fine. But I liked it. Like the dialogue, it was entertaining the whole time. They were like quipping back and forth and stuff like that, and I was like, okay, like
Yeah.
like
it wasn't.
sometimes
It wasn't
the
always
jokes were
serious.
hidden. A lot of
Yeah.
those jokes were hidden.
Yeah.
It was a fun time, like hearing them banter back and forth all the time. Like it It was some real
And like,
scientist
yeah,
stuff.
these are scientists. A lot of them that worked on the bomb were scientists that you've heard of before, but like you've never actually
Seen them in
seen,
action
like
for
portrayed
their
before.
first time on the big screen.
So it's kind of cool to hear.
But I don't
people
remember
that
none of their names. I ain't gonna lie. I
Yeah.
just remember. I'm sorry.
What was it called, the
Oppenheimer
German
Strauss.
one?
Hey,
That's that was yeah.
forgotten. That's forgotten. Too bad.
Yeah, I can see why people are praising this one. I don't think it's I don't think it's his very best, but it's probably upper middle of the pack for Christopher Nolan movies, in my opinion.
I like the upper middle of maybe I take it back. Batman was pretty good. Just looking back on that, I might have got a little bit excited. But it's at least on par.
Even Inception, I would rate that higher.
It's at least on par.
Memento.
Because,
Like,
it was a biopic now that I'm really thinking back. But it was a good one. It was a really good one.
Yeah.
Best one I've actually seen. I was entertained.
I don't normally seek out biopics. I know there was the Queen one. Speaking of Queen, what's his name was in it? You know, the guy that played Freddie Mercury.
That was kind of a stretch, but it wasn't at all. But I couldn't think of his name. But I know the guy, the eye with the eyes, yeah.
With the teeth, yeah.
Yeah, I can't think of bro's name, but he's a good actor. I like him.
Yeah. See, even like these big actors that like they're small parts.
Bro, look, bro, come on, man. He deserves that.
Rami Malek.
Turn on.
Rami Malek. Yeah, he's good. Like it goes to show the pull of Chris Nolan. Like he probably like anyone would be happy to work to take a call from him and get like a couple lines, of dialogue.
He's an A-lister now.
Yeah, no, seriously. I'm sure people see it just because of the name.
Yep, for sure.
Like he's one of the very few directors that people see anything that he makes. Alongside James Cameron and Steven Spielberg, although maybe not as much anymore.
Christopher Nolan has been beat in the current era. In the current film, not James Cameron, I guess, but he's beating Steven Spielberg.
Yeah, I mean, Avatar is still the highest grossing movie of all time, so.
But not for me, though. In terms of actual movies, Christopher Nolan does beat the two out legitimately. But if we're going box office sales, then yeah.
Yeah, let's see. What else is there to mention?
The colors were cool. I liked, aside from the black and white, I thought he always does well with color. Always very beautiful shots. I love the bomb scene when everything was exploding.
Yeah, like it was all like it went on for a while just because
it did, but I felt like that was just them like the dilation of time for everything to lead up to that moment.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Like everyone experienced it,
and the silence, It was
just the
delay.
moment
for 'em.
Yeah,
and for the audience too. I like the slow motion. That was cool. And then they take the boom and the fucking wind.
Yeah. So after.
And I feel like everybody went through that with them. It was a very powerful scene. Well done.
Yeah, that shit was intense.
Proud of them for blowing that bomb up. It was like, wow, this is about to have some people up. Even though it was just cinema magic.
Yeah, I feel like another movie would. I don't know. They would just do it very generically, and even like for the Hiroshima stuff, they would like show it on the, they would never mind. I feel like they would
didn't really
they
show
would
that.
tell it from the. They would go to a different perspective. They would like show it blowing up, but I feel like there was certain things that were. Yeah, it's like you don't have to necessarily show everything.
Well,
like,
it was from his perspective.
Yeah.
He never saw it go off, so it was like, I get it. That's who we were following. But it would have been interesting for him to at least see it, because they think they did have to, when he was sitting there watching the video, I feel like they could have showed that, but they just did his reaction too, and I was kind of like, I get it. It is, it is the Oppenheimer biopic called Oppenheimer. So this is his perspective on things, and they didn't even really show
Emily
that.
Blunt was good too. Had that little, take the sheets in or something, whatever. Or keep.
Oh
them out.
yeah, that was cool. I know he had a crazy love life. Doing the most.
Yeah, we did get a little bit of his personal life.
That chick's killing themselves. Spoiler alert.
Huh?
That chick's killing themselves.
What? Which one?
The Florence Pugh
Oh,
character.
Oh yeah, her. Yeah. She called him. He said you'll answer any time or whatever. Not this time.
I didn't feel like that. That was too bad. She was wild for doing that, you know what I mean? Live your life, dang. Write the book or something. Like, don't go out like that.
See, that's what I'm talking about. Like her character, yeah, she was great. Like, but she's just a very, very sad looking character.
Tragic heroine.
Tragic.
Well,
Like, what did she do? Like, what did she accomplish, really?
she was a tie. To communism.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. I think people are gonna be like, if there's any kind of backlash, that's probably gonna be it. It's just the women character aren't treated with respect. But I mean,
Also the
that's
times.
history.
Yeah. Probably worse than they even showed in the movie.
Yeah. Yeah, at least Emily Blunt had like a really cool scene at the end.
Yeah, that was bad. They're crazy at the trial. It was like she just manipulated the guy from the beginning. That was nice.
Yeah.
Whoever that like persecutor guy was who was leading that little trial.
But then they
Hearing.
still revoked his fucking security
But
thing.
that was always gonna happen.
So like, what was?
The point was just him like standing up for his dignity, I guess. You know what I mean? Like, because I guess looking back, it was like Einstein had told him like you just gotta do it for everybody else.
Yeah,
too, you know what I
yeah.
mean?
But that, I mean, that was
It's gonna
such
be
a
what it's gonna
big
be.
part. Like they were consistently flashing back to that. Yeah, because there was a trial, but then there was also the
modern trial.
yeah, the modern, like,
Literally
it wasn't
two
even
trials.
a government trial. It was just like a well, it
Yeah,
was,
like
it
a
was.
hearing or something.
Hearing, yeah,
For him to get like his his
clearance. Or
clearance.
whatever.
There we go. Yeah.
Yeah.
Whatever that meant. Security clearance. Get that renewed, boy.
But yeah, no, like a masterpiece of a scene at the end, like when they reveal his conversation with Einstein, and then they just, that shot of him fucking, what did he say? It was like,
Yeah.
remember
they were
when
like, yeah,
remember when I
it would
showed you
destroy the world.
the calculations for potentially causing a ripple effect that would destroy the entire world. That could potentially destroy the entire. It already had. But like, it's also kind of parallels with just people like them's life, obviously. So like, Einstein went through it a little bit. Now it's Oppenheimer. Not as good as Inception's ending, but pretty
hey,
close.
I was glad he got his little medal and got all his yay. He got the accolades. He did it. He did it. Just like America. Take everything away from people.
Well, Christopher Nolan says,
But we're
introduced
going
his story to a lot of people. So Oppenheimer's a legacy. Lives on.
Biopic for the ages. He wasn't forgotten when Strauss came for him. Made it through. Yeah, no, that was a great movie though. Rate it.
Interesting.
Yeah, ooh.
I don't know. There's been a decent amount of good movies, so I don't know if I can. I want to say either 9 or 9.5. I don't know. Can I do like a 9.25? No. I'll say.
Just do it. Do what your heart tells you.
It's like
Bro, you better get
for
right.
a biopic. It's like I don't know if I'd watch it again. Is the thing, you know?
All right, bro. I'm going. I gave it a 10.
9.5 then. I'll give it the 9 so that it can be averaged to 9.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Yeah, that was great. I like that movie a lot.
You know, maybe I would watch it again.
I think I would watch it again, and I don't watch movies again. But I feel like there was enough for me to be like, oh, okay.
Yeah, get something out of it.
It's even just knowing and understanding the storytelling of it all, you know, and knowing how each of those things ended,
Right.
seeing that back would still, you know what I mean? You could catch something different.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that was a good movie.
Yep. I am become deaf.
Done it again. Fun ride. That was a fun ride.
Destroyer of worlds. Thanos.
And the themes were hitting too, like, you know, like they introduced that at the beginning and they really did run with it the whole time, and it would come back to that. And man, it was fun. That was fun. Fun long ride through his life.
Yep. Definitely contrast to Barbie. So it's a good
They go together to Barbenheimer. We've just finally completed the Barbenheimer. That's crazy.
They are kind of similar in their themes that talk about, you know, existential fucking topics like death. They are maybe
that
more,
was just the
more
Hollywood
similar.
play. We didn't even see it coming.
They are
set
more
this up.
similar than it seems.
Writers had it from the beginning.
Yeah, I mean that was a good strategy because everyone's seeing it. It's doing super well.
Yeah. Both of them.
I think Barbie's doing better.
I think Barbie's doing better too.
Like a lot better. But it makes sense.
It does, because it's also for children.
No, I wouldn't say that.
I wouldn't say it is for children, but a lot of kids I know, and that's what like built that box office up.
A lot of girls.
For sure. Yep, great movie. Go see it. We out.
Peace.